If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And
when that happens, or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not
yeah,
your...
I don't like that.
Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis have been clashing for a while, but no one expected how intense things could get until now. A physical encounter between them could take their rivalry to a whole new level. Gervonta "Tank" Davis is gearing up for his 31st professional fight, with hopes of securing his 29th knockout victory. As he wraps up his intense training camp, his focus remains on his opponent, Lamont Roach.
I got a question for you, Tank. At 147, how does a fight with you and Terence Crawford look?
147? Shit, if I
147.
tap that trend, you know he going to sleep.
I already know. I already know he
ain't
is.
got no chance.
The two fighters recently sat down for a roundtable interview in Brooklyn, New York, near the venue where the highly anticipated bout will take place. However, what was meant to be a standard press meeting quickly took an unexpected turn when Terence "Bud" Crawford made an unannounced appearance, escalating an already brewing tension between him and Davis. Crawford had been in New York since Keyshawn Davis's fight against Dennis Baroni, which took place on Valentine's Day at Madison.
Whoever, I told Tank know what's up. You know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean?
In Square Garden. Among the notable names in attendance were boxing stars like Claressa Shields and several other top fighters. Since then, Crawford had remained in New York, making plans to travel to Saudi Arabia to witness Shakur Stevenson take on Floyd Schofield. However, before leaving the city, he made a surprising move by showing up at the press conference between Davis and Roach. The atmosphere in the room quickly shifted when Crawford's presence was noticed.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 50.
Given the history between him and Davis, it wasn't long before tensions exploded. Gervonta, never one to hold back, confronted Crawford over some recent statements the welterweight champion had made about him. The verbal exchange quickly escalated as Crawford doubled down on his remarks, standing firm in his criticism of Davis. The back and forth.
I just felt like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards.
Soon turned physical when Crawford, without hesitation, shoved Davis, leading to chaos as security rushed in to separate the two fighters before the situation spiraled further. Terence Crawford is no stranger to controversy. The 37-year-old from Omaha, Nebraska, has accomplished what few fighters ever have, securing world titles in 4 different weight divisions and becoming the undisputed champion.
And he's in the limelight and stuff like that, but in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core.
In both the super lightweight and welterweight categories, as he prepares for a mega fight against Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez later this year, he hasn't shied away from voicing his opinions about other fighters in the sport. In a recent interview, Crawford did not hold back when discussing his disdain for Gervonta Davis. "I just really don't like that dude. I really don't like him. I don't like anything about him," Crawford stated bluntly. "He's just one of those arrogant little guys who hides behind his success and security team. He's in the limelight and he acts untouchable, but in certain situations he wouldn't be acting like that." The comments did not sit well with Davis, who has built a reputation for taking pride in his boxing skills and his standing in the sport. He has never been one to let criticism slide, especially when it comes from a fellow fighter. When asked whether he respected Davis as a boxer, Crawford acknowledged Tank's talent. Yeah, he's a damn good fighter, no doubt. He's got skills, and he's got power, Crawford admitted. But that doesn't change how I feel about him personally. With these comments still fresh, Davis wasted no time in confronting Crawford during the press meeting. The room fell silent as Tank stood up and demanded an explanation for Crawford's words. Crawford, unbothered, reaffirmed his stance, making it clear that his opinion had not changed. "You heard what I said, and I meant it," Crawford stated. "I'm not taking anything back." Davis, visibly frustrated, stepped closer, ready to escalate matters. Before he could make a move, Crawford shoved him, causing the situation to spiral out of control. Security personnel and members of both fighters' camps quickly intervened, pulling them apart before the altercation could escalate further. Despite the chaos, neither fighter backed down, continuing to exchange heated words even as they were being separated. "You just made a big mistake," Davis shouted as he was escorted out. "Watch what happens next." The altercation between Davis and Crawford immediately caught the attention of the boxing world. Fans, analysts, and fellow fighters took to social media to weigh in on the situation. While some sided with Crawford, arguing that he was simply speaking his mind, others felt that his comments were unnecessarily personal and provocative. Claressa Shields, who had been present at the press meeting, later shared her thoughts on the incident. "Both of them are elite fighters, and I respect them, but there's a time and place for everything," Shields said. "Things got way too heated, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into something bigger down the line." Even boxing promoter Bob Arum had something to say about the ongoing feud. "Look, Crawford is one of the best to ever do it, and Tank I, an incredible talent," Arum commented. "But fights aren't won with words. They're won in the ring. If these two really want to settle things, maybe we'll see them face off in the future." With Davis already locked into a fight against Lamont Roach and Crawford preparing for a potential super fight against Canelo Alvarez, the likelihood of the two stepping into the ring anytime soon remains uncertain. However, their intense rivalry has added another layer of intrigue to the boxing world. Davis, known for his explosive knockout power and aggressive fighting style, has been climbing the ranks as one of boxing's biggest stars. Meanwhile, Crawford, a seasoned veteran, has proven time and time again why he's considered one of the pound-for-pound best. A clash between the two, while unlikely in the immediate future due to their weight differences, is now something fans are eager to see. For now, Gervonta Davis is focused on Lamont Roach, aiming to secure another dominant victory. Crawford, on the other hand, is looking ahead to Saudi Arabia, where he will be watching Shakur Stevenson's fight before continuing his own fight preparations. Still, the bad blood between him and Davis isn't going away anytime soon. Whether through continued verbal exchanges, social media jabs, or even a future in-ring battle, this feud is far from over. As the boxing world watches closely, one thing is certain. Whenever these two fighters cross paths again, sparks will fly. And if a future showdown ever materializes, it could be one of the biggest fights in the sport's history.